you're already thinking about the golf course and what you're trying to do, and you know, your mind's already planning the first hole and dealing with it, all of that, and yeah, you want to, you know, you're already looking, thinking the holes. You know, you go through everything. You kind of, it'd be like a little mini movie. You know the first hole, you know the second. You start thinking of wind directions, all sorts of things, hole locations. I guess it all goes. It's, you know, when you're thinking well, it's all going like that. But then you have to focus on, yeah, the most important thing. You want to start the first tee shot nicely. So if you go there and you've already got quite a good idea to go there with a preconceived idea. You know the first hole, you know the wind, you know where the bunkers are, and it's nice to go. And you've maybe rehearsed a couple of tee shots on the range, fades or draws to fit the hole, and then you go down there and hopefully there's no surprises, sort of thing. But yeah, there's always an air of anticipation in this game. You just, even when you're playing, you just don't know what could happen. So you hope you're smart enough to keep the darn thing in play and avoid making silly mistakes, or you're going with a, hey, if you're feeling good, you can't wait to get out there. Obviously, that's the best one to be right. It's going when you feel you've got the game in the palm of your hand. You think, oh, I can't wait to get out there and go make a great score. A lot of the time, yeah, I think that the more serious the tournament gets going, but definitely majors, you know, I mean, I made it a conscious effort to say, okay, the first hole is history as well. All those shots on those first couple of holes, they count. They're all part of the 72. It's not like I'll ease into it, and you know, it's like get out there, head down, blinkers on, concentrate. You're trying to go out there and do the best you can. You don't go out there and make silly mistakes or say, you know, I'm warming up. You've got to go out there fully committed. Absolutely a bit of both. You've gone to the range and hit it great, you know, which can sometimes in a funny way scare you. You think, oh, blimey, you know, okay, so let's go. And may not continue, or might not continue, or the opposite, of course. You go to the range and you can't strike it, you can't hit it, you can't do anything right, you feel, and then you have to forget all that very rapidly and, you know, and go, okay, right, let's see if we can click into pay attention and click into one shot mode. I've got the 18s, one with the middle weight thingy, and I've just got the brand new wedges, just trying to the S18s. Got that's a 50, bent to 50, that's bent to 54 and a half, I think, and that's real 58. I've got the new super duper driver. I've got my little digger, my 19-degree digger, and my bigger digger, my 22 degree. So those are great. Got a very old school putter. Oh, look at this, a bit of old history in the bag. Nice to still be connected with the past. Compared to now, we used a sack of spanners. It was terrible. I had at one time, out of 14 clubs, I had 12 different clubs. There might have been a couple of, we always had we had the old McGregors. We probably had 2 driving a 3-wood. And then I had a couple of long irons, I think were Spaldings, moons ago. Then I had some Mizunos when they were first coming to Europe. I think some were in like 5, 6, and 7, but they were all different. They were all from different sets, even different models, I think. Then down the wedges, of course, we probably had, I think I had an old Spalding wedge, something like that, different. And Wilson, we used to have Wilson, in those days probably only 2 wedges. There was a pitching wedge and you went pitching wedge straight to 56, which is always an old Wilson. You found yourself a Wilson, you ground the put holes in the back of it to get the weight down because you wanted it a little bit longer. The shafts were hit tested. You hit them. If you hit it and liked it, that was it. You didn't have a match. You didn't have matching set shafts until they came along. Until you went to America, and then suddenly that's when they first produced dynamic golds, which had been flex tested. So that was the first. And I then took them, and then Kim Brady came along with the frequency analyzing. So I took what was meant to be a matching bend set and then frequency analyzed them, so I would mix around. So in theory, I had a great shaft, and I didn't change my shaft. I kept taking the same shaft from my winning sets, my my number one choice set, and keep putting that shaft in. So I used that same X100 shaft for, wow, something like 18 seasons, would you believe? So the old theory that a shaft will go softer, well, if it did, it made it feel better, but didn't believe it. So that was what we played with, which was amazing. Because we were always very envious when you used to play the Ryder Cup, and the American team came over and they got really clinkly. Jack's clubs used to really clink, because they were some special carbon metal, and they obviously had leather grips. So it was like, wow, just the sound of their clubs was different to ours. What am I seeing? Bunkers. Lots of bunkers into the sun. Luckily it's downwind a touch. But this thing bends that way, but you can't really hook it. There's no point. You just got to hit the fairway, I think. Something like that. So big turn is the key. Turn and tempo. Keep your eyes on it, because I can't see a thing. Wow, right, here we go. Oh, I really couldn't see it. When you hit the darn thing, that's what I thought was good, very good. Well, I would say it was good to very good with the old model, and so this one's now very good to excellent on zero vibration or torque. The feedback, very solid, which is very good. And the cool thing now is with all the weight dispersion and everything, we now can use a lot more loft. I mean, I've got this on 9.5. I've never had a driver up at, so actually looking down at loft for the first time, because before you always had to keep cranking the loft off because the driver went up. So now you can actually put a bit of loft on the darn thing and then try and hit it down. So you'll hopefully get it launching higher. You get that lovely little tip as it tips over the end of the apex. You get a nice bit of kick when it lands. So, and it's, as I said, it's solid and comes out with a nice bit of zip. Yeah, I looked at the other day because we were tweeting for fun the size of a 460 compared to I was persimmon, and then I looked at my T-Zoid. My goodness, I mean, it's about that big with something stupid like 6 degrees aloft, because you just squashed the green, because that was just about the end of the Bellata era. That was coming to an end, so you squashed the golf ball, and that worked at Augusta. I just hit that thing, and it ran down the bottom of the hills, and that's how you did it in those days. With a steel shaft as well, metal head with a X100 shaft. Holy smokes, that's really archaic, isn't it, compared to now? Right, great caddy always knows the yardage. What have we got? I haven't got a clue, sir. Well, somewhere between that one and that one, isn't it? Yeah. It's like that one. Oh, that's a great line. My distance, My distances aren't very good. Governor, boss. Oh no, we got no. I've actually got a yardage book for the tournament because I don't have it. Darn it. Got the great Fanny Sunison down there. I could shout and ask how far it is. So I think it's freezing cold. Wow, I think I'll be lucky to get a 5-iron up there. Are you GPS in it? Right, let's give a 5-iron a belt and see what happens. So pick a shot, left to right wind, right to left slopes. So in theory, yeah, you should be trying to draw this just to get it there. So we'll see if we've got a draw swing in us. Right. Oh, we have. Oh, get up would be very good if it's anything close to the right club. Did it hop onto the front? I'm not sure. Usually Wednesdays we played 9. Well, at majors, yeah. I think as you got older you played less. You tried to have an easy day at the majors. Of course, regular tournaments you played Pro-Am Wednesdays. So, but yeah, pacing yourself and just being confident that you've done all your preparation. If you feel like you've done everything, then go and get some rest. No, no, you know, under the rules, if you miss a green, you can play another one, but we always threw down more than, as I said, I hadn't come here to practice my walking. I used to get very annoyed at officials on a Monday when they used to come out and tell me I couldn't hit 2 balls, and I said, that's why I'm here on a Monday, mate, because there's nobody around and I'm practicing. So practice rounds were really important to me, and we did a lot of homework. I really felt that if you understood greens and slopes and down slopes and up slopes, it makes a big difference. And the big mistake you can make, you play a hole that's a drive and a 2-iron back in that time, you think, I don't need to worry about slopes on the green if I'm in a 2-iron, but if you've missed the fairway and then you've wedged it, now you've got a wedge, and you wedge it in and you don't know whether it's an upslope or a downslope in front of the pin, well, that's going to be a waste of a shot, because you'll land it in the wrong place and you'll take a 5, and if you know the information, you can play a better shot and hopefully get close and make a 4. So that's how course management can make a huge difference in the week. There's a lot of hidden shots just by knowing slopes on the greens. Oh, I hit it. I think I did a decent job considering we didn't know how far it was and everything. I went for a draw and hit a draw, so that's not bad. I could have done with one more, obviously. Yeah, I'm working on my swing right now, and I've got, as you get older, keeping it simple. I know what parts need to really work. I know my belly, through experimenting, I know if I really turn my belly well, that gets me really started. I then decide where I want to put my wrist for a fade or a draw. Am I trying to turn as much as I can? I know that if I unwind there and I release it a certain way, I can hit a little fade and hit a little draw, and if I can do that, I'm happy, It's all you can do. Right, I'll show a famous Faldo chip. Little chip putt. So I used to take an 8-iron, put it right in front of my eyes, and put the ball out in the toe, because it's got that lovely little radius. So if you've got a nasty lie, if it's sitting down a bit, then you can feel like you can get in there rather than flat and bouncing it. So putting grip, and the power came from the right shoulder for me, up and down, up to the sky, down to the ball. Then all you then need a little bit, and I used to measure just in my mind how far my right thumb will go back. So if it goes back 2-2, obviously it's only going to go there. 4-4, it will go a little further. So maybe 6-6, whatever that is, 6-6, 6 back, 6 through, lean on it, put the eyes over it, 6-6, give it a pop. And it was the right idea, wasn't it? No, strike. You don't have to think about the spin. No, if you strike it well, because you chose an 8-iron, it will do the same. And even if you thin it a bit, it won't affect it. I scream on TV, you've probably heard, when they take the 60 degree out from here, and they play it beautifully, but they overspin it, come up short. The thing I say to the kids is there's no rules in stone with chipping. If you take Ernie else would use, he'd like to chip a lot with his 54. If you practice that till the cows come home with one club, fine. I used to use a variety of clubs and try and, my goal was to try always be landing the ball in the same spot. If you land the ball same distance, we're just on the green with different clubs, obviously it will go different distances. So. Right, we'd all love to hold a putt, wouldn't we? So my quick beliefs in putting is a couple of really good tips. Is stick the putter on the end of your nose, then you get it to hang, and that will get you in the right position, which is really cool, rather than too far back, too far forward. Just find where the putter wants to go. That's sitting just behind her there, and then we power it from the shoulders. If the shoulders rock, obviously alignment's important. If you're aiming open and you rock your shoulders, then this tries to correct it. So you imagine you're on a straight line, you've done all your straight line drills, the shoulders will rock and the club will just follow a track. That's all you want. And then your choice where you look. I used to look at the back of the ball, I used to look at a blade of grass behind the ball. Now sometimes I look at my thumb, because I know if I look at my right thumb and just go bonk, bonk, it's perfect. Oh yeah, that's very important. You've got to see it. So here's a great word, the Deepak show. What's your intention? When you stand back here, what's your intention? Well, your intention is to hold it. And if you say that, what do you see? If you say my intention is to hold it, you will see the ball go in the hole. You're not going to say, oh, if you say, I hope I don't miss this, what do you see? Get me? Really simple. No, you've got to start with that, because now you've seen the ball go, so that's your goal, and then you've done 1,001 hours here to trust that your stroke will work and you know how to do it. And the other thing to do, because we played a Pro-Am and they come for this is the 18th hole and it's their big moment, and they come in, relaxed, they've been told to, look at me, I'm lovely and relaxed, they've got plenty of movement, and then because the brain says you better not hit it like that, mate, because they stand up and go, right, yeah. Seen that 101 times. So you've got to rehearse exactly what it is. So if it's a little 4-footer, hit a 4-foot. If it's a 40-footer, rehearse a 40-foot stroke. So then stand up, take a look, and then that's it. And then you trust that the body will move exactly how you want it to. Didn't read it. Doesn't count.